Like everything in British history, there is a very dark side to British youth culture. The teen spirit has been largely radical and revolutionary in challenging the status quo and pushing boundaries. But lad culture is a big one, as it's been very formative to our notions of what a British teenagedom is, but it's something largely unintentionally constructed. Now, tropes we attribute to lad culture aren't things that haven't existed in British society. One of the first British youth cultures were teddy boys, marked by not just a distinct fashion and taste for rock and roll, but a liking to violence, disorder, and racism. The reason we even have Notting Hill Carnival is because these teenage teddy boys would go around terrorizing black communities, which resulted in the 1958 Notting Hill riots. But what makes lad culture different is that in the 90s it was largely facilitated by the media, largely in response to the growing visibility of feminism. Girl power was in and a zig. That doesn't work. And the youth cultures of the 80s really pushed the boundaries of self-expression, especially when it came to gender and sexuality. They said, not too woke. Not too woke. So there wasn't only a real focus on white, specifically working middle class masculinities, aided by lad mags and lad literature, but also the Britpop movement with bands like Oasis and Blur. In many ways throughout the 90s and into the millennium, this shift reflects a deeper cultural pivot from youth as agents of change to strictly consumers of lifestyle and image. Because now the youth as a generation, and I hate when people be like, oh, with this generation and this generation, only I can say it. As a generation, we stand for nothing. And I mean, I first watched In-Betweeners in year 5. And low-key to me, that's what the teenage dream was. Being young, dumb, hormonal, and free. But I think it's interesting who gets to live that dream. And lad culture historically has been the breeding ground for a lot of misogyny, a lot of homophobia, and a lot of racism. But I'm not sure how we can say the nature of lad culture and even the teenage dream makes them inherently exclusive. Let me say that simply, so people understand what I'm trying to say. It's not to say that these things at their very core are exclusionary, because
black people,